this is Steve with the fretboardforge.com, continuing our lessons on open chords. And next up is the F chord. If you are starting out, this is going to be one of the trickier chords to do, simply because if you have not barred any chords yet, the F chord is going to be the first one that will force you to do so. Your first finger here will actually have to cover 2 strings to make it happen. It's not so bad. It's kind of a nice little introductory into barring chords, but if you're not used to pushing your finger down and everything, it'll be an interesting feeling to start with. Anyway, let's move in close and see how we do that. Okay, so for the F chord, you'll have your fingers on the bottom 4 strings, and whatever string you have your finger on, you will play that string. If your finger is not on that string, then you will leave it alone. So to clarify that, on the top 2 strings here, the E and the A, those will not be played in the F chord. They'll just be kind of left alone, and you'll start your strumming from the D string on down. So where you put your fingers in this case is you'll start again reaching the farthest with your ring finger, and you'll take it and put it down on the 3rd fret of the D string. Then that will be followed by your middle finger, which you will take and put on the 2nd fret of the G string. And then the tricky part of this chord is where you take your first finger and place it across the top 2 strings, or bottom 2 strings, and you'll want to just, it's like a miniature bar pretty much. So you'll just want to push down, try first just like pushing straight down with that to get used to that feeling, and then put your other fingers on afterwards. So in this case, normally I show it from the top down for where you place your fingers, but if you're not used to the feel of barring it, it might be a helpful thing just to try to play those 2 notes evenly and get them to ring out before you even bother with the rest of the chord, because that would be the tricksy part of this chord. Anyway, so once you've got that and you have your fingers down, again, what you'll want to do is just play each note individually and hear it ring out before you go and strum the entire chord. And then you'll get yourself a nice, clean, even sounding F chord. And as always do, push straight down with your fingers and keep your thumb more or less in the middle back of the neck. Alright, and there's that. Okay, so that's the fingering for an F chord. And as always, just go and try it out. And this is the other chord other than the D chord here, where with a little extra effort, you don't even need to move any fingers around, you can just move it up and down the neck. So you can just do that, just keep the same chord shape and put it in a different place on the guitar, and you will get a different chord out of it. And you'll hear a lot of that and see that used in a lot of popular music and otherwise. And just try it out and see what you can do. Have some fun with it. And if for additional lessons and information, visit www.fretboardforge.com.